Today I'm with Kevin Waldschmidt, runs a martial arts school, actually multiple locations. And today you're going to find out exactly what his experience is like in Double Your Dojo, how he feels like it helped him specifically, because everyone's going to be a little bit different. So, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on here today.
Of course, thank you for having me, sir.
So, tell me, what is it exactly that made you actually, no, before we even do that, tell me a little bit about your background, your martial arts background, your school, stuff like that.
I started training in 1989. My first instructor was Larry Lamb, who old people might know, was Leonardo in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies and was on WMAC Masters and so forth. And our master instructor was George Chung, who's the editor of Black Belt Magazine, or owner of Black Belt Magazine, I should say. So I had a nice pedigree of martial artists above me. The studio was actually originally also founded by Cynthia Rothrock, ironically enough. And in the late 80s, actually, no, scratch that, sorry, late 90s, they switched to a media company for the most part, in which I had an opportunity to go and purchase a studio. So I purchased my first location, which was an existing location in the late 90s, expanded to multiple locations during 9/11, ironically enough, just right prior to it, we signed the lease. And then multiple locations throughout the years, closed some, opened some. And that's pretty much my martial journey. We do taekwondo, but we also go and dabble a little bit in, karate and more of a hybrid approach to martial arts versus just one quote unquote traditional style.
Cool. And then what is it exactly that made you decide to reach out to me?
Um, what made me reach out? So I think one of the things that I thought was really attracted to what exactly you were doing was, when you see the ads for most consultants or most things, it's, get 40 students by tomorrow mentality. And it just, everyone says exactly the same thing, which really, I've tried so many different, or I've done so many different programs, and that just really didn't resonate with me. And what really did resonate with me was, I call it, as I've called you before, kind of almost like the lone wolf. If the industry is going this way, Matthew's going this way. A slightly different approach. And, I think in the martial arts industry, you hear the same message over and over and over and over and over again because it's so easy to go and parrot. And one of the things that I really appreciate about you is there's more opportunities than just doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. And if your competitors are doing that same thing, then you're not sticking out to your competitors. So, if you're not the biggest name or the lowest price, odds are you're going to go and lose. Whereas if you're at least going and developing a different niche within the martial arts marketing, you set yourself up for an advantage. So while most people are attacking Facebook, excuse me, Google, or um, you know, or just yeah, whatever, print advertisement, whatever it might go and be, and actually recognizing, if you want to go get fish, go to the ocean, or you can go to a lake or a pond, but if you go to the ocean, you have a best chance of catching fish. And I believe and agree with you that, excuse me, I'm sorry, sir, that the schools are the ocean. That's where your clients are. There, if you're working with kids, the biggest place you can go and find kids is at school. So to go and set up marketing programs for schools, daycares, places where children congregate in large areas, it's obviously, I would say, more wise than going and attacking, something where kids might be every once in a while.
Hmm. So what challenges were you trying to solve for your school?
I feel that our academy always has done really well with retention. Uh, and I feel that we do a really good job with the administration of what we do. And I felt that we were weak in areas in regards to our marketing and student capture. We've been blessed with really good retention, so we've been able to grow more because of we're keeping students on the back end more so than bring them in the front end. And I wanted to and felt that we were weak in that area, and that with just a little bit of an improvement in that area, we could definitely help our business grow.
Okay, all right, great. And what exactly did we implement do you feel like was helpful?
You know what? I apologize for the pause because there was so many things that I felt were helpful. Obviously, the school marketing right off the bat, because I would believe that's what most people would be attracted to. But I believe that, working with you, we had some dramas that I had in the business out of nowhere. My number two quit with a week notice after being with me for 6 years and through COVID. And it was completely unexpected. And then immediately had to go and fire the number two. So we had some dramas that, weren't really, when I joined or when we signed up with you, really didn't have an idea that that was what was going to go and come, with such immediacy once we went and signed up. And being able to go and help me through that, I think was super, super valuable. I think that was ironic that we started just before the summer. And, like I said, I felt like we really had a solid retention program. And I felt like our retention actually improved working with you just as much as the new students. So it was kind of funny. The things that I originally signed up to improve and didn't feel that we needed to go and work on or improve all those other areas still improved. So I thought that was kind of cool and unique.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. I guess
Mhm.
the next question is like, where do you think you'd be if you didn't join the program?
Where do I think I didn't be? Well, we'd be less, obviously. Yeah, I feel like, you know, like one of the things I can say for you in retrospect is I feel like, you have different tiers of martial arts schools. You have some that are, say, just starting out or haven't hit the success that they would like to go and have. And then you have your more average schools, and then you have your top end schools. This can sound cocky, but I consider us a top end school, just based on size, revenue, so forth. And I feel that we still would have been a top end school, but we would have been less than what we did go and achieve. And I think what's really cool about your service is it's so scalable, so that, hey, if you have 40 students and you're struggling, you can go and get up to 200 students or whatever it is that you want to go and get over time. If you're already an academy with 200 students, hey, you can go and get that 225, 250, whatever. And if you're at a 250, there's no reason why you can't be at 300, 350 or whatever. I mean, so no matter what, there is room for growth. And hey, even if you're fully at capacity, by doing these things, you have whatever your outflow is, you have at least that inflow to go and cover it, to go and stay efficient in your business. So hopefully I answered your question.
Yeah, no, you did, especially for you, where you had like some drama happening with teachers leaving. It wasn't the normal
Hmm.
path we usually take, but we had to adjust, right? And we had to
Yeah,
work on different things at different times to make sense for what you needed, not what I feel like is the prescribed program exactly, right?
exactly.
Being
Right. So
pliable.
I really appreciated your flexibility and your ability to, I think it was the strength on both of our parts, quite frankly, that, hey, even though we're working on this jab punch, man, we really have to deal with this roundhouse real fast, or, for a martial analogy. And I thought we both did an absolutely outstanding job with that.
And where do you think, what would you say to someone who maybe they're on the fence about booking a discovery call or joining my program? What would you say to them?
You know what? what would I say to that? The problem with being on the fence is you tend to stay on the fence. No one's going to go up to you and say, hey, you know what, this is what you need to go and do to improve your business. You have to go and take that psychological leap to jump off the fence. And, and, I tell people, or my junior instructors that own schools now, I say, hey, you know what, don't be afraid of investing money into something that's going to make you money. I don't care if I spend $10,000 if I make 20. I don't care if I spend 20 and make 50. I don't care if I spend 50 and make 100. That it's a great investment. So, I don't think you don't have anything to lose, because obviously the investment is a possibility of losing. But two things. Number one, get off the fence, do it, but you have to be willing to work. And that's the other thing. If a lot of times I see this with martial arts instructors, it's like, I'll go to God, someone's event and they'll have all this information and oh yeah, they're totally gung-ho fired up and they don't implement a damn thing. And then they're surprised or complain that, oh, I went to that thing, I didn't get anything out of it. Well, did you do anything with it? No. So, for you, I consider you kind of like a doctor. Hey, for your school, this is what I prescribe. If you do it, you're going to get better. And to me, everything is also ROI. And I think I said that in the very first conversation with you. Hey, if I don't get an ROI, I can care less about this because this is something else in the thing. And I feel and believe strongly that I did receive an ROI. So for that instructor on the fence, do the call. What do you have to lose with that? You lose 10 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes, and then research it. I know that I'm not the most successful school that you've worked with, but I'm one of the more successful schools. And, when people are successful, and I have friends in this industry that are far more successful than I am, I pay attention to what they do. Why are they successful? Success leaves clues, so to speak. So, okay, well, they're doing this, this, and this. All right. So if they're doing this, this, and this, who's the best in the industry at this, this, and this? And that's pretty much how I try to go and attack my business. So, like I said, I felt that you had a unique niche within the market. It resonated with me. It wasn't just, you know, kiss a parent's ass and get, whatever they say goes. I've seen other consultants do that and it just kind of drives me nuts. It's not my personality. It's not martial arts. That you can go and be strong and run a good business at the same time. You can be friendly, with your clients, not friends, but friendly, and have good customer service and everything that's wrapped around in it. I apologize, sir. I feel like I'm kind of going off on a tangent and babbling a little bit, but no,
Apologize.
there's a lot of benefits with it, and I feel like, if someone just does it and then does the work, they're going to be successful with it.
Well, thank you so much for being on here. I'm excited to see what's next in your journey. I know that you're always trying to figure out what that next step is for you, but I know whatever decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would love to go and retire here very, very soon. That's definitely the goal. So we'll see how things go.
Well, next time we Zoom, you'll be on a beach in Thailand. So,
No,
I promise.
that would be wonderful.
All
That
right.
would be wonderful.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Appreciate it.
All right. Best wishes to you, sir.